Yo, I'm coming to you here with a Outrider unboxing YT2400 freighter. This review has kind of come a little later than most because I got two of them. I waited for Black Friday, and I got buy one get one free, which is awesome with stuff that's this particularly big. So yeah, got another one here. So I'm just gonna open one of them for you. First thing I'm going to do is show you the model. It's very nice. It looks very well painted. These guns on here are huge when compared to the rest of the ship, especially if you line it up next to the Falcon. Here's a size comparison. It's much smaller than the Falcon, but it's got much bigger guns, which, I guess, because obviously a lot of people are going to fly this with a heavy laser cannon on it. It looks pretty nice, though, if I do say so myself. Though probably going to have to put some engine glow on the back section there. At least they painted that, though. Unlike the Falcons, which are all white, and I had to put my own in there. But yeah, it looks nice. It's actually very well shaded too. Look at that, the burns around the engine compartment. Really nice looking. I'm very happy. I've been waiting a long time for this one. As soon as I got into X-Wing, I was waiting for this ship to come out. So let me back it up here. I got you right next to that. All right. So here's everything else that comes in the box. Oh, wait, and the rules. Right, I don't think there's going to be any special rules here. It's got a primary turret as a weapon. We know that. There's probably a unique mission in there that I'm probably never going to play. That's generally how it works. I'm getting texts right now. I'll check them later. Alright. So we're going to start with the cardboard, and then we're going to get to the good stuff, the cards. Alright, cardboard, pretty self-explanatory. This is new. That's probably for a scenario, I'm guessing. We've got our different pilots. We've got Leebo too. Leebo's kind of cool too. We'll get into him. There's the dial, and of course it's it's pretty decent. It's got all the ones, all the twos, all the threes, all the fours. Because there's only two fours. It's got a 4K turn. It'd be nice if it had a shorter K turn than that. But this is actually a really good dial. Really good dial. Yeah. And then, of course, we have our new. Let me pop these out right now. Our new debris fields. That, if I understand correctly, that you can use these in place of asteroids, and they have slightly different effects, but it's generally the same type of thing. So those are going to be important. So that's interesting. I gotta save this and put my dial together, but I'll do that later. I'm not gonna put a dial together for you. So let's start with our pilots. Dash Rendar. This is the most popular guy, right? The most well-known from the Heir to the Empire? No, not Heir to the Empire. Shadows of the Empire book, which was one of the first Star Wars books I ever read. Dash Rendar ignores obstacles. Pilot skill 7. We got Leebo. Pilot skill 5. Only costs 34. When you're dealt a face-up damage, draw one additional damage card. Very nice. Or, draw one additional damage card and choose one. So it's kind of like, he can ignore what he's like the opposite of Merrick Steele. Eden Vril. When performing a primary weapon attack against a stressed ship, roll one additional attack die. That's kind of nice. Now, he's 32. It requires a kind of a setup if you're going to do that, but that brings him up. That would bring him up to a Falcon's firepower if you're using a primary weapon here. This is a guy you probably wouldn't want to use the Outrider title on with heavy laser cannon or something like that, because you want to use your primary weapon with this guy in conjunction with something else. So this guy is going to, but he's only pilot skill 3. So that's, I think this guy's got a lot of possibilities. I might have to do a squad building or a build a squad with Eden Vril. I think he's got a lot of hidden potential. And then our generic, the Wild Space Freighter, pilot skill 2, and he's 30. cost. So you could fit 3, but I don't think so. It could fit 2 Outriders and a Falcon. Not a Falcon, but a YT-1300 Outer Rim Smuggler. That'd be nuts, huh? Or the other way around, 2 Outer Rim Smugglers. Now, alright. First thing is Lone Wolf. Very cool card. Will be better if we ever eventually get single ship builds. But this is good for a 2-ship build or something else if you're going to have one guy by himself. So you can re-roll, you can re-roll any of your blank results when attacking or defending, but you have to be separated from any other friendly ships by a range 1 or 2. This would be great in a multiplayer game where everybody brings one ship. This would be an automatic pick. An automatic pick. That's cool. Very cool. Next is Stay on Target. I initially hated this card when I saw it spoiled online, but now I have, I think that because of what they're doing with auto thrusters and, bringing the game back to its kind of roots of maneuvering, I think this is going to be nice. I'm seeing a lot more higher pilot skills. So this is basically when you reveal your maneuver dial. When you reveal a maneuver, you may rotate your dial to another maneuver with the same speed. Treat that as a red maneuver. So there's a little penalty, you get stressed, but kind of lets you, if you went one way and you were like a pilot skill 9 and everybody's already moved, it gives you the chance to make sure you have a shot. It's very, very cool card. I just didn't like it at first. I was afraid it was going to, take maneuvering out of the game, but I don't think it's going to do that. Dash Rendar. You may perform attacks while overlapping an obstacle and your attacks cannot be obstructed. Pretty nice crew card, especially if I think it would be great on a Falcon, to be honest with you, but it's probably even better on an Outrider with barrel roll ability. Comes with a gunner. You probably already have plenty of those. Here's one I've really been waiting for. Lando Calrissian. Really been waiting for this guy. I'm excited. I'm very excited to have Lando. I love Lando. He's somebody that gets overlooked an awful lot. And I think, so basically he lets you, as your action, you can roll 2 green dice. And, for every focus you get a focus. And for every evade, you get an evade token. It's a little bit of a gamble, but you can end up getting like 2 evades on a ship that can't even evade. I think this guy is going to be so good on a B-Wing. So good on a B-Wing with the crew slot. So that's what I want to do with him. Alright. Leebo! Rebel only. Perform a free boost action, then receive an ion token. So he's a crew that can let somebody boost. He seems like he would be good on a Falcon if you don't want to take engine upgrade. He's cheaper, and an ion token might not hurt you if you use it selectively. But it's interesting. I don't know how much I'm going to use Leebo, but I think he'll have his uses, especially in the future. Mercenary co-pilot, we've seen that before. That's nothing new. Additional proton rockets, which are always nice. So if you only have 1 Rebel Aces or maybe you don't have any Rebel Aces, this is an extra place to get proton rockets. Heavy laser cannon, also a nice thing to get. It works well with the Outrider and the Outrider title, but we've seen this a couple places before. In the Slave 1 and I think in the Lambda shuttle. So this is actually the first Rebel ship to include a heavy laser cannon. So if you are only a faction buyer. Countermeasures, large ship only, modification. At the start of the combat phase, you may discard this card to increase your agility value by 1 until the end of the round. Then you may remove 1 enemy target lock from your ship. This is one I haven't really even looked at much before. I might not have even looked at the spoilers for it. That's interesting. So it's a single shot, gives you 1 flat agility unless you get rid of a target lock. That certainly has uses, especially in a shorter game, but it takes up the mod. It's interesting. So mod is becoming a very interesting slot. There's a lot of cool stuff. But then, of course, it comes with my favorite card ever, and it's unique. Experimental interface. And this is using the mod slot. And this is basically like push the limit, but it goes on the mod slot, so you don't need an elite pilot skill. This is going to be really nice for things that, like, people that don't have elite pilot skills, like Y-Wings, Basically, once per round after performing an action, you may perform 1 free action from an equipped upgrade card with the action header, then receive a stress token. So the thing that's really interesting about this is that the free upgrade or the free action has to be from an upgrade card. So you can't just do 2 upgrades off of your bar like you can with Push the Limit. But this doesn't require an elite pilot skill, so it's really nice. I want to put this on Darth Vader and give him squad leader, so he could take his 2 actions and then use this, and he'll get a stress, but that's fine because TIE Advance has a lot of green. And then he can use that action to use squad leader, so he can still take his 2 actions and then give out another action by a squad leader. I couldn't have done that with Darth Vader with Push the Limit because then he wouldn't have squad leader, you know. All right, and then the Outrider title is the last one. You can, if you have a cannon upgrade card equipped, you cannot perform primary weapon attacks, and you may perform secondary weapon attacks, cannon secondary weapon attacks against ships outside your firing arc. And essentially, you lose the ability to use your primary weapon as long as you have a cannon equipped. So if you get a critical hit that removes a secondary weapon, and then you can get your primary weapon back. But this lets you turn a cannon into a turret, which is really good for Auto Blaster, is really good for Heavy Laser Cannon. I don't think it's that good for Ion Cannon. I don't think it's that good for that because we already got Y-Wings with Ion turrets, but it could potentially see an Ion Cannon turret. I don't see that happening anytime soon. It's kind of interesting though, because then you'd have a range 3 turret Ion. It's awfully expensive for a ship that's only doing 1 damage, so I don't think anybody will do that. But Heavy Laser Cannon is really the most popular option right now, but Auto Blaster turrets are also seeing some talk. I haven't flown this obviously yet, but I really look forward to that. So that's the Outrider. That's the YT-2400. Get yours now, if you can. They seem to be running out. When I got into Black Friday this morning, this place sold out of these things within, I think, about a minute. About a minute. So hopefully you've pre-ordered yours or something like that. If not, then you'll have to wait for them to come back in stock. So, have a good one, guys. Hope you enjoy.